Alright, this should be the beginning of a Soul Level 1 run that I'm doing. Uh, I've just decided to record this, just kind of like, you know, have it in store, try something new, kind of explain my thought process and like what I think about what what I'm gonna be doing and stuff like that, why I'm using certain things. I've done SL1 runs of basically all the other Dark Souls games, 1 through 3, and so I thought I would attempt the same thing in this game. It's a much larger scope of this game, but honestly, it doesn't seem too bad. Uh, but I think it's time to start. Create a new game. Alright, as always, choose the wretch. And now time for character creation. Alright, I think that's good enough for a character. Don't really want to care too much about this. Let's go. Alright, and here we go. Here's starting area. Honestly, the most entire intent of it, the beginning at least, is just get a grip, get some armor, get a weapon, then head basically directly for stat improvement items. So, like Radagon Sorcel, stuff like that, increasing your strength, dex, and vigor. So you just don't die in like one hit. No point to fight. No point to fight the first boss. That's scripted death anyway, and there's nothing that I really get from beating it. Just better to kind of skip it and just keep going. Alright. Didn't choose the stone sword key, so there's no way we can get in there yet. Although I don't think there's really any need to. Can't remember exactly what talisman you get from there, but I don't think it's needed. Most of it is beelining directly for Kaled, honestly. Just trying to get the Scorsel, whatever it's called. I will, however, decide to challenge myself right off the bat and take on the Tree Sentinel first. Might take a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Come to the... Of course you... Unfortunate. Without
Yada yada. Maidenless. Don't care.
Are
I
you
do care,
with
though, that you give me the
It'll be
multiplayer items, if I ever wanted to do that.
Great. To castle, the home. It to castle, if you...
Alright, cool. Switch up our Estus. Flasks. Okay, there we go. Don't need FP. Alright. Well, I guess before I start this, I should clarify the rules that I'm setting for myself. First off is pretty obvious. It's a SL1, so no upgrading your character. Character will stay at soul level 1 the entirety of the game. You gotta beat every boss. The main goal is to beat every main boss and kill Radagon and the Elden Beast. That's basically the main goal. That's technical completion. I will also be probably attempting all of the side bosses and stuff like that. So like going after like Mog or Milena, even though they're early big challenge. But I also have. I'm not going to be upgrading my weapon, so it's going to also be like no weapon upgrades. So the club or whatever weapons I find will stay at whatever upgrades I find them in the world. And I can't use smithing stones to upgrade them at a smither. And then also no summons, so no other people, no multiplayer, no spirit ashes, and I think that's it. So basically, it's going to be me and the boss in a one-on-one. Everything else, though, I'm able to use, so anything like sleep and stuff like that, I'm completely open to use. I may, however, change my stance on at least something like Spirit Ashes, just like eventually if I ever get tired of a boss or if I'm just really not having it. But for now, I plan on not using them. But now we gotta see how many attempts this takes. Alright. Most of this fight should just be pretty patient. I won't be doing much damage, and he already sees me. Oof. That is a bad start. Very, very bad start. Ah, god damn. I thought I was able to get past that swing. Well, first death, one of many. I expect no bosses to be able to be beaten on their first try. I've ran through this game technically 3 times. I did one full playthrough exploring everything on the map, trying to do as much as I can, and then the next 2 were basically just speed runs, just to try to get to the 3 endings and 100% the game. So it's not as like well versed in the game, or at least in the bosses and stuff like that, but that's just gonna take some time. That's what we're here for. That's why we do the jump attacks. Is just to hopefully get a... Ah, I'm dead. Oh, how did he miss? Didn't miss that attack. Ooh. Didn't realize you could actually go into an attack from there. I thought that would have been the end. Yeah, like a full charged heavy attack there is good. That's... ah, shit. That one was close. Kind of pushed a little bit too far once he brought out the shield. Surprised he's not gird breaking this time. Oh, hitboxing that was interesting. Playing risky there. Okay. Action time is not the greatest on that. Attacks. I do not have the range for that. Yeah, most of it is just keeping your range from him and knowing exactly what he's going to be doing. His shield attacks are probably the worst, just because of the range that they can hit and the AoE that they have. Not to mention the fact that at this low level, basically are one-tapped from him. It's a game of patience. Another important thing is not getting overconfident. If you're ever overconfident, you think, oh, I can get one extra hit in. A lot of times you'll just overpush, and then it turns out it's like probably more than one hit. And that like counter hit that they'll do is probably what's going to kill you. Basically, the entire intent is find easily guaranteeable openings and then just use those. So like technically I could try to go for a second heavy there, but probably wouldn't be worth it, just because if he does actually wake up and it's not a real good opening, that would kill me. That is close. Let's see. The shields have a large range that they can act from. So I'm running out of stamina. Another thing, low stamina means you have to worry a lot about making sure you don't actually, there we go, making sure you don't actually run out of stamina with a fight. Because you have such low stamina that you really can't push much. Oh, that was a decent challenge. Now it's pretty much just head for Torrent, run to Caelid, grab Radigon's Seal, so I can actually wield weapons, have HP, and not die instantly. And then from there, it's pretty much just decide what weapon we want to use and how I want to go about dealing with bosses. There's two general strategies that I'll go by. One of them is just wielding the biggest sword that I can manage and putting out the highest number. Those are generally for bosses that really aren't weak to any sort of debuff. So if they're like resistant to bleed or like frostbite or some sort of other damage, they're like resistant to everything. Your only option is just to try to deal as much damage in a single hit as possible, so that instead of dealing like 1 damage per hit, you're dealing maybe like 100. While maybe towards the end of the game, that's still extreme chip damage. It's, you know, better. It's 100-fold better than what you would be doing otherwise. And then the second option is using like debuffs like bleed to basically compensate for the fact that you do no damage. So bleed is a percentage-based damage. In the other Dark Souls games, I'm pretty sure, at least Dark Souls 3, it's a 15% damage of their max HP. I'm not sure exactly what it is in this game, but I think that's about right.
You're a tart, and I can also that you're not then why
So,
I'm calling.
well, since I can't level up, all souls go to basically merchants. Buying everything I can. Armor is very important, just because obviously you start out with nothing, and any armor can basically mean the difference between a one-shot and two-shot. So any amount of armor is very important.
What is it?
I can't really get anything else. Let's see. I wonder. I have to go get Torrent first. I was wondering when Ronnie's going to show up. You have to at least get Torrent, and then I'm pretty sure it's nighttime is the other requirement. But how would you look at that? That's actually really lucky. Getting a piece of armor right off the bat from the first enemy. Nice. The more armor I get, the better. Obviously, my equipment load is going to be quite low, just because I can't level up any stats. So the armor that I actually can wear will be pretty light, but um, with using things like the talismans and stuff to increase equip load, you can surprisingly wear a lot of armor, especially if you're using like lighter weapons, like a dagger that or something that inflicts bleed. You can wear like heavy armor. So. Now, since I technically really only have explored this game fully once, since it is a little bit new, and it like took me, I think, around 160 or so hours just to get through all of the achievements. Like, going through this in an SL1 is gonna be quite. Gonna have to figure out a lot as I go. Probably a lot of new things that I'll still experience in this, even though I've ran through it once, or 3 times to get the achievements. Grab the weapon in here. It's a decent longsword. I doubt I can wield it now, but it is good. 16 in dex. Oh, I need something to upgrade my dex and then I can use it. Or my strength. Alright, this should be the Molina cutscene. Get to grab Torrent from here. I'll generally let cutscenes play out most of the time, just because I enjoy watching them. It's kind of nice to see these because they put so much effort into them. And they look really, really good.
Greetings, traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina. I offer you an accord. Have you heard of the Finger Maidens? They serve the Two Fingers, offering guidance and aid to the Tarnished. But you, I am afraid, are maidenless.
No maidens.
I can play the role of maiden.
Let's go. Maiden time.
Turning runes into strength to aid you in your search for the Elden Ring.
It's a question of which ending I want to get. Likely probably want to go for Ronnie's questline and get that ending. I always like that ending.
To the foot of the Erd Tree. Then it's settled.
Either go for one of those or go for one of the other side ones, like either like the Golden Mask or the Dung Eater. Ones that I haven't done yet.
I bequeath to you this ring.
Maybe see if I can get those.
Use it. It will summon a spectral steed named Torrent.
I'll definitely try to keep those quest lines in order, as many as I can at least. There's probably a lot of quest lines that I'm just gonna flat out miss. Just because this game is so expansive that it's like there's no way, even on like a 5th or 6th run, that you could actually do everything in the game. Right. So this one is where we put Torrent. And now we head back here, and I'm pretty sure Ronnie should be here. Give me the Spirit Ash summons. Yes.
This way, Tarnished. May I have a word?
Hello.
A pleasure to meet thee, Tarnished. I am the witch Renna. I'd heard tell of a Tarnished hurtling about atop a spectral steed, and upon looking into the matter, the talk I surmise is of thee. Thou art possessed
I do
of the
really
power
like her
now
armor, honestly.
to call forth the
Like
spectral
armors
steed
with
named
these
Torrent.
giant, like thick capes and a lot of like fur always just look really, really good.
As I was entrusted this for thee, by Torrent's former master. 'Tis a belf called summon them with it. From ash and return to the Erdtree, the spirits will obey thine command but briefly, as they recall battles past. Now it is thine, to do with as thou wishest.
I generally won't use these again, or at least I'll try not to, but
Forgive mine intrusion, Tarnished. I doubt we shall again meet. But all the same, learn well the lands between. How long will it be, I wonder, before the Tarnished tire of obeisance to the two fingers?
one thing I've always liked is that they actually turn their head to look at the NPC that they're talking to. It's just a really small detail that I just think makes it so much more immersed. Alright, got a few more souls.
Wait, well, you're back.
I don't think I can buy much. So we need 1,000 for the 2 pieces of armor. I really don't care about the notes, I already know what those things are. Crafting kit's probably important. And then the cookbooks. So I get 2,000 souls for those. Yeah, crafting. Yep. Alright. There is a boss that is right up here in one of the caves that's right on these cliffs. Just a beast man. It's a pretty easy boss, but it gives some souls, and the more souls I can get right off the bat just to buy all the items from NPCs and stuff like that, the better. The more things that I have in my arsenal, basically the better. I try to collect everything I can. Basically like a Roomba going from place to place, sucking up everything I can until the place is picked clean. Just having more options if something is challenging and something seems impassable, just being able to kind of step aside, try something different, try a different setup or a different approach to the boss, always helps. Sometimes it may not even just be like, oh, it's actually like a better setup, but rather it kind of like just gets you around a mental block that you're experiencing. Like, oh, this boss is extremely difficult. Let's try something different, and then like you don't have the like I can't do it with this kind of setup. You're just more of a you don't even oh, there's 4 of them. Shit. Oh, that yeah, that. Death will be very often in this. A lot of times I'll do stuff like that where I just jump into fights that I probably shouldn't be taking. Until I eventually get used to like actually running through SL1s. It's been a while since I've done one. See if I can sneak around and then like heavy attack one from the back. Just yeah. Basically just kill one of them. Yeah. Pick them off one by one. It's a much better strategy. Ooh. They go down quickly, but obviously, as shown, if they stack up, they can be quite a problem, especially with your low HP. Oh, there's 5. Oh, I didn't know that. This one's definitely beefier. Ooh, he attacks quick though. And I'm almost dead. Run up and smack him. There we go. Then beast bones, good for making arrows and stuff like that. Arrows will be pretty important because they're a way to deal with enemies that are kind of high HP, where I can just basically stay away from them and run at them, you know, without like getting in close to them. Oh, and it's also cracked pots are very important for me. Any sort of consumable that I can get on my side, especially with like, you know, debuff ones like the sleep pots and stuff like that are very important. If you can put a boss to sleep, you can basically charge up some heavier attacks and deal a lot of damage without having worry of getting hit in return. I also did choose the cracked pot as my starting gift, just because more consumables is better. But as you can see, little damage. It's also very important in these types of runs to utilize crits. So like, making sure you can actually land backstabs and guard breaks are very important, because they're a lot of times the only source of damage you can actually get. Thought with the heavy attack I did earlier, he would have been guard broken by now. Alright, it's fine. Yeah, there we go. Time it right. He should be able to die off that. And not a bad talisman, but mostly what we were after is the souls from him. Pretty sure that's the end of this cave. Still need 200 souls to buy the rest of the cookbooks. Probably just get those off of killing like soldiers like this. So I'm gonna run up this way. I know obviously this is away from Caelid. This is more towards Stormvale Castle. But I do know that there is a golden seed that is basically at the top of this hill. Basically just getting the more healing I can get, the better I'll be off. The less chance I have to get one shot, or like the longer I can survive in a fight, assuming I don't get one shot. There's also a thing in these types of runs, is that a lot of times you really don't want to fight anything. First off, souls are not as useful in a soul level 1, just because like there's no point of leveling up. And once you've bought everything from every merchant, unless it's like a renewable resource like arrows or something, there's really no point of actually using souls on anything.
Everyone who came with me, only to have their arms taken. Did you know? It's quite the...
Yep.
You're all heading to enticed. Well, that, but I don't have... It's scary. I want to be on nothing. Oh, can you take this?
Spirit jellyfish.
It'll be glad.
If I do ever decide to use the spirits, they will not be leveled up either. So no leveling up anything. Stone sword key. And might as well just go tag the bonfire in front of Margit, just so that I can just run back there quickly. But I do want to grab the Score Soul before actually fighting any boss. I haven't decided if I want to be able to use Ashes of War, mainly just because in previous games, using those to give your like a weapon a type of damage or something like that, like heavy or sharp or chaos or something, also constituted in like leveling it up. But I think I'll be open to using them, just giving us an extra opportunity to like do something more unique, try out more things, more options. It doesn't actually like level them up, so I think it's fine to use them.
Wait. Well, you're...
Alright, and that should be all of the cookbooks. I think the only thing left that I would really need would probably be the leggings, and if I ever cared to, telescope.
Goodbye.
Maybe shield ain't too great. I don't think it's 100% DR shield. Oh, you do not have iframes during that. Okay. That's interesting. That's a change from other games, is you don't have iframes while opening, like, chests and stuff. You still do whenever you go through boss fogs and stuff, but opening crates does not grant iframes. Something important to know.
Oi! You there?
There's Bach.
Could you help us out, Cully?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. What? Some clue. You were just. Thank you. I was pushed and I ended up. Oh, when they. And so this is all I hope. Or I couldn't then not. Right,
Alright, cool.
Right this way.
Alright. Found this merchant dude.
Welcome, valued. Please, I'm hungry.
Let's see, what does he sell? Curled fingers. Alright, so you got 100% DR shield in here at least. Then St. Trinia's arrows. These will be useful for just bleed buildup. Then also these will help for sleep. Can't buy too many of them, but hopefully we can find better ways to farm these things. Let's see. Alright. Found a church of Margit. This is where the flask of wondrous physic is, so you can actually start using this. It's always nice to use this, just gives us a little bit of extra buff, and eventually it also has a specific upgrade that allows us to take a free hit, where you don't die in one hit.
Spoken echoes linger here. Words of Queen Marika, if you wish. Very well, my lord. And with thine eyes dim, ye will wage war in well.
Mixed wondrous physics. Alright. So obviously the stamina one is very good. Just having more stamina is great because it means that you can attack and then you can get away faster without risking getting hit. The healing is decent, but I feel like using this as a reactionary is not as good as using it as preemptive. I think, though, just because of the low healing that I have, it's probably better just to use that. Then we did grab a golden seed and did not grab the where this is, sacred tear. Yeah, we did not grab the sacred tear, but now that we have that, we can also increase the amount that it heals. Flasks, and especially since our HP will be low and will stay low, it really only takes like 1 or 2 tiers to like max out our HP from 0. So, well, I think the teleport is actually like right down here, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, right here. This gets us to the Bestial Sanctum, which is in Caelid, the very tip of Caelid, and then from there we can backtrack a very short distance and get to the area we need to go. I know we can also start through fighting the Tibia Mariner. Very easy boss fight. The only thing is obviously dealing with the things it summons. But that should also start D's quest line if I want to do that. There's also a golden seed over here, so we start off with 6 flasks, like right off the bat. It is wise to note, however, that everything in this area can and will kill you in one shot. most things will basically kill you in one shot until you can get a setup of a bunch of defensive talismans. Radigan Scarsel is very important, just getting increased stats. Then the Dragon Shield talismans that reduce the physical damage are important, just taking less damage. Then you also have, I forget the name, but it's the Blade Shield Ring for this version, for this game. Basically means that if you're at high, or if you're at full HP, you get like a, like 50% damage reduction for at least when you're at max HP. So it basically can prevent you from getting one shot. It's a little less useful for like when you're leveling up your character, just because you generally want to have something else, like a little bit of a different buff. But when you're this low of an HP and any one shot can kill you, it's good to just reduce damage in any way possible. And it's such a good item, since you will like literally always be capped off. Radigan Scarcel's up top. It's not down here. Whatever. Knocking off more grave point or more sites of grace is always good. Just easier to travel around that way and hit anything we miss. And obviously we could just grab whatever talisman is in this location. I'm pretty sure it's a spell, so it's not as important, but again, going for options is not always a bad idea. Knowing what options you have in these is basically the entire point of the game, or entire part of these runs, is just knowing what you can do and how you can abuse that to beat the game at such a low level. Now, there's obviously ways that you can deal with SL1s with very easily. Having a lot of stat boosting items and magic being as overpowered as it is, you can pretty much build a semi-decent magic build at soul level 1 that's able to deal with most bosses with general ease. It's also very helpful that you get to stay further away from bosses, and bosses won't be as aggressive, so you have a lot less risk of dying. And then in the case that you, like, let's say you run out of FP or something like that, you can always just like switch to melee. Oh, this is yeah, not gonna kill that thing. Yeah. Right. Yeah. See, the fort off there in the corner is where I'm aiming for. Inside of it has Radagon's Castle. Should give me 5 in dexterity, strength, vigor, and endurance. All of the more physical stats, which just allows me to literally have everything that I can actually do. Oof. Not fighting the Putrid Avatar. There's no reason for us to fight that now. Come back whenever we actually have some sort of weapon and Scorsel. But right now our goal is beeline to this. Could also kill this dragon, as long as we have some sort of bleed weapon, which pretty sure the flail has bleed. Yeah. Basically use the bleed, walk up behind the dragon, kill it. That's like an absolute ton of souls. Which allows us to basically buy everything from most shops right off the bat. Not care about fighting any of you. There's no way that I'd deal any amount of damage and we'll immediately get one shot. this medallion. Getting up to the Lyondell capital is always good. There's a lot of golden seeds up there, which can help with making sure that you can stay alive in fights longer. You can even get up there without fighting a single boss, which is great. Ooh, see, even the smallest thing, like a single rat, isn't almost able to kill me in one hit. Move you guys around to the side. So I can grab the ladder and run up. And now, we have that. You just book it out. And there's the insta-kill. Yep. We got what we needed. We got the Scorsel. We can actually start using weapons now. There are a few other things that increase stats. There's a charm that increases dex by 5. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a charm that increases strength by 5. But now we can dual wield, and it's actually can deal damage. But as you can see, now all our stats are, or the vigor, endurance, strength, and dex are all 15s. And then if we dual wield with a weapon, we can get up to, I think, 22 strength weapons. So it also helps because now, instead of having 400 HP, we have 500. And we'd stack that along with a item that would prevent us from getting insta-killed, and should have a lot of good HP.
I've been testing you to determine if the Elden Ring, if you have... It seems torrent, whereas I'm... There is, but I can take gathering plate. Very well, let my hand...
Round table hold. What's good about this place is the amount of
I don't believe I'm known as D.
merchants.
I heed my those who live in death, all the more should you spy, unless you wish to lay down, though all the more.
I love this community. Also, what's good about the round table hold is she offers pretty decent armor right off the bat. And then also some half-decent weapons. I don't think most of these would be as important. The bow might be nice just to have some range, but most of the other ones aren't as good. Obviously, there's still a lot of useful things like stone sword keys and then all the other stuff. But better armor than the armor that the original trader gives you, and it does not put you overweight, so it's good. Alright. Well, I will be now attempting to fight Margit. There's not much else I could have done. You really can't get any more talisman pouches until after you beat Margit. You get one from him. Most of the other ones are from beating certain bosses later in the game. So really we can't get much stronger than what we are at now. This is a pretty good weapon. We've got decent armor. Obviously we're missing our pants, but that doesn't matter. And then Radagon's Scorsel is probably the most important one you have. Yeah, 6 heals, the physics flask. So.
Foul tarnished. In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition. Someone must extinguish thy
Alright. His attack run's pretty decent. Mostly what you want to do is you want to abuse like jumping heavies when you can and attempt to break his guard. He's an early level boss, so obviously, as you can see, he doesn't deal a lot of damage, and I still deal a pretty good amount of damage to him. This will obviously change the further in you get to the game. Huh, interesting. That swing actually will miss you if you're low down.
Well, thou art of passing skill. Warrior blood must truly run in thy veins.
Yeah.
Tarnished.
Runs up and then swings. I always gotta love when that happens, when it's like you go up, you swing, and he swings as well, but he just completely misses. Got a little greedy there. Tried to heal, like, right out in the open. I didn't back far enough away. Thought it would have been safe, but he kept going on. Multiple attacks afterwards. I was able to do a good amount of damage, though, so I don't think this should take too many attempts. Now, Margit loves to go into a lot of big combo strings, like,
Put these
yep.
foolish ambitions to rest.
Yeah, like a lot of times I expect him to be done with an attack string after like 4 or 5 attacks, and then he just brings out the dagger and just continues on. It can be very punishing if he decides to use those. Oh god. I expect him to swing. I expect him to swing with his weapon when he starts charging like that, and then considering his tail is so much closer, I dodged so late. First attempt went well. Subsequent attempts, not so much. Its range is still pretty impressive. See? I hate his daggers so much. They're so annoying to deal with. He does so many of them, and it's just like every single ending has a dagger. Every single possible ending he has uses the dagger. That swing is, you're unable to get out of, it's just a combo. It's kind of like I'm not expecting certain attacks to come out, just because I haven't fought them near as much, so there's a lot of times where I just am unprepared, and then I try to punish on a mistake, or punish on an opening too late, and just get hit back in return.
Really run in thy veins. Tarnished.
God.
Put these foolish ambitions to rest.
See what I mean? Like, it's even super delayed from what he normally does, and yet he still pulls out the dagger as soon as you swing. I'm gonna get punished for that, or not. Oh, great. I am.
Put these foolish ambitions to rest.
I swear I'm good at this game. There's no way you can dodge that.
Put
Oh my
foolish
god.
ambitions to rest.
He delays so much. Every single attack is just like delay. I panic.
Put these foolish ambitions.
I always try to go and punish that attack because I think he's going to be open, and it's like his hand, I see his hand up and I know I made a mistake. I'm like, okay, as soon as I jump, as soon as I attack, as soon as I move closer, he punishes. Dude.
Put these foolish ambitions.
I don't even press the dodge button. Like, I just don't even push it. Oh my god.
Well, thou art of passing skill. Warrior blood must truly run. Put these
Okay.
foolish
I'm
ambitions
dead.
to rest.
No full charged heavy on that attack. That is punishable. Shit.
Tarnished.
Oh my god.
Put these
Dude.
foolish ambitions to rest.
If you're not far enough away or you get hit by one attack, it's already over. It's definitely reading your moves, 100%. They've done it before in these games. I wouldn't be surprised if they do it again. Because I know they specifically did it for Gwyn in Dark Souls 1, where he would read whenever you actually press the heal and then he would attack you. I mean, it could be abused a little bit, just in the fact that if you parried him and then you healed, he would immediately go into a specific attack that you could just parry again.
Warrior blood must.
Oh my god, the AoE range on that is absolutely insane! Oh my god! I'm standing like a full 3 body lengths away from him and it still manages to hit me. It's like whenever he does something like that, you literally can't take the risk of just trying to outspace it, and you just have to dodge because you assume that its range is gonna hit you. Dude, I've got to stop running all the way around him. Watch this. 3, 2, 1, attack. Yep. There's a lot of times now that I'm actually starting to I realize I can run around his right side and basically get an attack in and he won't do his stagger swing if I'm behind him. But I'm running too far behind him. And it's leading to me actually running around in front of him again. To run behind him whenever I attack. Oh my god. And I'm dead.
Foolish
It held so long! God damn! God, can I react to the...
Put these
Oh wow.
ambitions to rest.
The range, man, the range! Holy shit. Oh my god. I got hit by 2 hammer strikes that just are easily punishable just because my reaction time is so fucking slow right now.
My veins tarnished. Put these
Okay, I
foolish
ran out of stamina.
ambitions to rest.
There's so many attacks where he just continues the cycle, where it's just, he's just gonna continue attacking as soon as you push him. The game knows what your inputs are, and it will punish you if you don't input correctly, or if you try to input in the wrong time. Oh no. I can't heal.
Put these
Okay.
ambitions to rest.
He threw throws it out so fast. It literally is the frame that you press heal. He'll just throw a dagger at you. Dude, it takes so long to heal. And oh, dude, he holds it for fucking ever. Oh, I pressed dodge. Guess I just pressed it too late. Oh, he's going into that. Dude, can you like stand still so I can hit you? That's not standing still. That's jumping around. Mate, I want you to stand in the center of the arena and stand still. Watch this. Dead. Oh. Dude. It's like the more I fight him, the worse he gets. Dead. I hate how much he turns on that. That's 3 fully charged R2s, and still is fine. That's crazy.
Well, thou art of passing skill. Warrior blood must truly run in thy veins. Tarnished.
I think the only time you can heal when he's not attacking is whenever he's super far away, so you can just kind of like move. I pressed B on that. It's like right here. If you can get really far away. There we go. Dude, that's like the first guard break in a long time. No, I didn't go for a heavy attack because that would have actually leaved me for an opening there. But knowing that he does this... Oh, okay, we are both like one hit away. Would I... Nope. I think I just unequipped my talisman. There we go. Yeah, I unequipped my talisman. Oh, okay, that's a dumb way to end it. Accidentally unequipping. I was trying to go for changing out an equipment for the daggers here, just to basically get some sort of range. Trying to get a little bit of a distance between me and him so it doesn't actually punish me. But that works out. I survived that with how much H? 10. 10 HP. I was a little bit too close for comfort, but we defeated Margit and we get an extra talisman slot. For now, we can equip the Fire Rune. We have nothing else, but we do have where we are going next. All right. Looking forward, I think our next goal is basically explore and see if we can get some more talismans. Just kind of grab the talismans that we need beforehand, and then also hunt for a weapon that does bleed damage. Obviously, our damage is going to drop off the further and further we get, and bleed is percentage-based damage. So that's basically what's going to carry us through most boss fights that at least are weak to bleed. But that is probably all I'll get to for now. Come back later and do the rest of it another time. But I think that should be the end of at least this first part. And, well, part of the way there. It's going to be quite a long journey ahead.